I know this is probably an awesome way to start a video, but I gotta have a sharp knife. Why? Because I gotta cook before I go to work tonight. Welcome back. We are night shift mode again, trying to get things situated before I have to go into work. My wife's at work, youngins at daycare, so I'm trying to get them supper prep before I have to go to work tonight. Let me put this down before I cut myself, so I can sharpen this knife up so I can get some stuff going. You know, that's one of the things I try to do. I've said this before when I'm on night shift, is I try to make sure they have a dinner cooked. I fail miserably at it sometimes, especially here lately. I've just been in a funk because of night shift. Hadn't been sleeping well, a whole lot of other things. Been real busy and just hadn't had the proper sleep, and I was just off my 2 days off rotation, and I'm going back on for my last 2 on of night shift. Then I'll be off for 2 days on the weekend, Friday and Saturday, and then I have to go back to work Sunday night, cover some overtime for some vacancies that we have. So my schedule's just been wonky pretty much since the holidays started. The knife just did not want to sharpen. Anyway, that was an epic failure. Slept all day. Slept my whole off day away. Had an off day yesterday. Got some things done I needed to get done. Took my little girl to the doctor. Everything's good there. She was born with a special condition. She's fine. I mean, she's not abnormal now, but when she was born with a giant follicle. Just to give you a breakdown of that, that is where your umbilical cord is herniated really bad. Basically, her umbilical cord, her organs stayed in there. They never went back into her body and utero. So it caused her umbilical cord to stretch, and it looked like a water balloon, a giant water balloon with some of her organs in it. So 2 years later, after birth, they go in and repair all that, and she has this huge scar from basically almost her waistline to the bottom of her sternum. They had to go in there, tuck things in, put everything in place, and close her up. Like I said, she's fine now. She's an absolutely normal kid. You wouldn't be able to tell anything was ever wrong with this child if you didn't know. If you hadn't known her story from birth. You wouldn't have known anything was wrong with this kid, you know, unless you knew her story from birth, or she lifted her shirt up to show you her scar. Or we call it a zipper because she doesn't have a belly button. That's part of the results of this. So we told her, baby, you don't have a button, you have a zipper. And that's what she tells everybody. She has a belly zipper. So, yeah, so we had to go to the doctor for that, or just follow-ups. We have follow-ups about every 6 months to a year, just depends. She had an ER stint here recently. She's actually had 2 ER stints this year. One because of a wreck. Her and my mom were in a bad head-on collision. Somebody hit them head-on. And another one here recently, she was sick and we couldn't figure out why she was sick. Turns out it was strep. 2 urgent care visits and an ER visit later, and we finally got it figured out. So we wanted to follow up with her primary, make sure everything was all good and fine and dandy. So we got to get some food prepared. We're going to make something real easy. One of my favorite meals on planet Earth. My wife kind of likes it too, and my little girl likes it, but it's one of my favorites. It's shepherd's pie. It's real simple. It's ground meat, potatoes, and cheese. If you want to add in corn or anything else, or onion, you can. I'm actually probably going to put a little onion in this one. Just, why not? A little extra flavor. So let's peel some potatoes. All right. We got our taters going. We got our ground meat going. If you don't know what shepherd's pie is you take mashed potatoes, make it mashed potatoes, mix it with ground beef, cover it in cheese, slap her in the oven. Whoa, you got a meal. A good one. One that I love. It's simple, it's quick. I can eat it once a week. It's one of them type of meals for me. Now we wait. This starts ground beef. I'll get it right here in just 1 second. The ground beef, once it starts to browning real good, we'll get her mixed up. We're basically waiting on that to come to a boil. It's almost there. So, all right. I'll see y'all in a minute when it's time to mix this up. All right, we went ahead and got our oven. You can't see it, but it's preheating at 350. That way when we get this all mixed together, we slap her in the oven with some cheese on top. Should be right, son. You can hear that Dutch oven right there boiling on the inside. It's just now starting to boil with them potatoes in there and onions. Oh yeah. We're gonna be right here in just a wee bit. Oops. We got a little too close. I'll let that smell up the house right there. Oh, people hate the smell of onions in their home. I love it. I think it smells great. Oh, there we go. Get that camera on. I am the worst cameraman. Turn the heat up on this ground beef just a little bit to get it back sizzling a little bit more. Try to cook some of that moisture out of it. All right. I hope y'all are having a awesome holiday season. Christmas now, you know, we had Thanksgiving and now we're rolling into Christmas. And as you can see, our house is all done up nice and pretty. My wife got this. It's part of her grandmother's old antique collection. Village and stuff come as part of her. I think her grandma, I know her mom, you know, her mom gave her some. Her star's a little wonky on her tree. That's my wife's tree. We have two different trees. You know, most people are house divided when it comes to rival football teams. We're house divided when it comes to Christmas trees. I am more of your traditional style, as you can see here. I like the greens, or the greens, the reds, the greens, the golds. You know, the hints of blue are nice to me. I'm very much a traditionalist here. As you can see, I have some more red right there, hidden behind the corner, that we've got to put into it. My wife decorated both of the trees, just so you know, but she done that one specifically for me. That's what kind of woman she is. She's real awesome. But then you got her tree. This, she calls it whimsical tree, and it is whimsical, but she loves it because it's a representation. There's something on here that represents everybody basically in her life. I love baseball and I love The Sandlot, so the Sandlot movie, that's part of mine. Power Ranger. I was a Power Ranger fanatic growing up. Waffle is for my daughter because she loves Waffle House and waffles. The donuts for her friend Ashley. The bread is for her grandmother because her grandmother always kept a loaf of bread for them when they were growing up to feed the coons and stuff on the back deck because they lived on the edge of a swamp. My little munchkin there in daycare before she had her surgery that I talked about at the beginning of the video. A llama for her friend Bethany. Can't remember who the monkey's for, to be honest with you. It's T-Rex is for our friend Adam. Don't know who the bottle of maple syrup is. The cabin, because her grandpa, that was one of his hobbies once he retired. He was Air Force veteran and then owned his own company for a long time. And then when he retired out of the chemical industry, it's one thing he done to pass the time was he built this cabin. Matter of fact, I got one over here I can show you. This is one he built for us right when we got married, because we got married in the beginning of November 7 years ago. So he built us one that was Christmas themed. Very detailed. He's got some that he's built that's extremely detailed. There was a light in there. I don't know. It may not be plugged in or may not be in there. But yeah, which is pretty awesome. But that's what he done to pass the time as when he retired. So, oh, check this out though. I put this together. It's Aldine the reindeer. Gonna take you for a ride on my big green tractor. Anyway, I guess it would have been a big green sleigh. All right, I think we're getting pretty close to time to have to drain these potatoes and get them ready. Look at this right here. I want to show y'all something. Meat companies are ripping us off, folks. I'm fixing to start buying a half of beef at a meat processing place so I know exactly what I'm getting. Look how much water is in this ground beef. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, I know y'all probably like to watch this, but I'm not going to allow you to watch it because I might get burnt. I'm going to drain all this, get the mashed potatoes mashed up, and then I'll get back with you. Just 1 second. Second thought, I'm going to let you watch because what's better content than a chubby getting burned up because he don't know what he's doing. Pot coming through, hot pot. That was hot. I did not make that noise. That was a dog. I swear it was me. I made that noise, but that was hot. All right, now we got that strained. We're gonna go back in. Oh, let me show you what I'm doing here. Yes, that would help. Back in. Oh, here we go. Oh, I've got to get a cameraman. All right. Now we gotta make mashed taters. Faster. Really don't matter. Climb up in my lap. Drive if you want to. Girl, you know you got me to hold on to. Let's whip some taters. Ow, that's hot. Y'all was expecting a mess. I know you were. Time to add in our ground beef. Let's give it a good mixing right there. This may not be appealing to most folks. This looks dang delicious to me. So simple, it's easy. When you work shift work, that's one thing you look for. Simple, easy meals that you and your family can have. You know, my wife works 10 hours a day, and usually I'm up in time to do this, so her and my little girl don't have to come home and eat a box pizza or eat takeout from somewhere. If I can do this, it makes me feel like I'm a winner. So put that right there. We're gonna put a little cheese. We're gonna mix some cheese on the interior portion. Then we're gonna cover the top with some cheese. And we're gonna stick her in the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Let's mix that in. Then we're gonna put a good hefty layer on top. Can't never have too much cheese. Somewhere in the Bible, I know it is. Hefty coating over the top. Spread that evenly as possible. The beautiful thing about a Dutch oven is you can stick this whole shebang in the oven, which is what we're fixing to do. For about 15 minutes. Well, my oven is 15 minutes, but it just switches to 14. So we're gonna let that go in the oven, and I'll see y'all when it's done for the big reveal. All right, it's time to take it out of the oven. I do not know where all of our oven mitts are, so this ought to be fun. Oh yeah. Let's crack the lid on this and see what we're looking like. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's going to be some goodness. I think we should get a bowl and try it. All right. Let's get us a little bit. Check that out. Oh, yeah. That's going to be fantastic. Look at all that cheesy goodness. I'm going to make a mess. And I'm going to leave and go to work and let my wife clean it up. Oh, yeah. Let's give us one more heaping scoop of that. Why not? We're about to, let's grab something. I'll put this spoon in so they can use it when they get home. Beautiful thing about this Dutch oven is it should keep it good and warm till they get home in about an hour and a half. We got our fork. This is hot. That's the only thing about it. It's hot. I'm telling y'all right there, that's some good stuff. I appreciate y'all watching. I actually have to hurry up and eat and get ready to go to work, or I'm gonna be late. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.